Singapore, the humanitarian organization for migration economics, HOME, is the latest migrant worker rights group to denounce a recent study that said made here are exploited. The study surveyed 735 Indonesian and Filipino foreign domestic workers, FDW, in 2015 and found that 3 in 5 maids here are exploited and 1 in 5 maids are victims of forced labor. It concluded that existing frameworks in Singapore have systemically enabled bonded labor, using indicators of exploitation and forced labor by the International Labour Organization, ILO. While the project was actually conceptualized in 2014 by HOME, the non-governmental organization which advocates for migrant workers' rights said in a statement on Friday, DEC22, that it had engaged a volunteer researcher, Ms. Anja Wessels, to lead and execute the study on its behalf. However, HOME and Ms. Wessels disagreed on the manner in which some of the indicators were interpreted. For instance, according to Ms. Wessels, a domestic worker who did not have a 24-hour day off or did not have the keys to her employer's house was classified as someone who was coerced, said a HOME spokesman. HOME also disagreed with the researchers' assertion in the report that Filipinos were more vulnerable than Indonesians. These concerns were communicated to Ms. Wessels as the report was being prepared in its early stages, it added. Ms. Wessels left the project in October due to these disagreements, but the 151-page study was later published by Ms. Wessels' Sydney-based firm Research Across Borders, RAB, without HOME's permission, the spokesman added. The study was also the first publication by RAB, which was established in 2015. Earlier this month, December 3, the Ministry of Manpower also penned the study, accusing researchers for painting a misleading picture of the employment of FDWs in Singapore. It also said Ms. Wessels and her team used an overly simplified interpretation of labor exploitation. Other migrant worker rights groups have also said that they were skeptical of RAB's findings. Both the MOM and HOME were credited by Ms. Wessels and her team in their report. HOME had provided translators to the researchers, and part of the study was also conducted through HOME's former executive director Yuluvin Wem's Facebook page. In a response to the Straits Times, Ms. Wessels said they had consulted MOM early in the research process. Ms. Wessels, a German national who now resides in Sydney, said the authors of the study, including Madeline Ong and Davinaya Daniel, started as pro bono researchers in 2015 with her being its principal investigator. Within this time, in 2016, after a first analysis of the findings, the research team met with MOM to discuss these findings in order to allow for a feedback from their important stakeholder perspective, she said. She added that she had adopted ILO's 2009 framework, which was also used to identify exploitation on previous research on the same topic and data. The ILO also highlighted the need to adapt their framework to the respective national context and to select nationally relevant indicators, added Ms. Wessels. The intention of this report was never to denounce the Singapore government or Singapore in general but to seek a discourse.